Robert, Bob from sales wants to know why Ken was given more of the new leads than he was. Robert, did you hear me?
Kristen, would you like to hear a story?
No, Robert. I just want to clear up this matter of the unequal distribution of the leads.
Because I am going to tell you a story.
Oh, Christ.
Whether you like it or not. One day, a few weeks ago, Dennis from accounting came into my office around 11 o'clock and told me a bunch of people were going to order Chinese from the Golden Dragon for lunch.
Okay.
He asked me if I wanted anything. I was most pleased by this. Because, number one, that day I happened to forget my lunch at home, and, number two, I had not had Chinese food in months, and had been craving it for some time. I especially love shrimp lo mein. That is my favorite Chinese food dish. After that, my second favorite Chinese food dish would be chicken with broccoli, and then, wonton soup. I love wonton soup. Tell me, Kristen, what is your favorite Chinese food dish?
Please just finish the story, Robert.
So, I thank Dennis for having the consideration to ask me, and I tell him to get me one order of, guess what?
Shrimp lo mein?
Bingo. Shrimp lo mein. I then went back to work. I had to finish up the Jennings report, and then I had a meeting on the phone at 11:30 with a client. So, I finished the report, and right as I was about to call my client, I heard somewhat of a commotion outside my office.
A commotion?
Yes. A commotion. I paused to listen, and it turned out that the Chinese food had arrived, and that Bob from sales was arguing with Dennis.
They were arguing?
Yes. It turned that Bob was very mad because no one asked him if he wanted anything from the Golden Dragon. Dennis explained to him that while he was going around taking orders, Bob had been away from his desk, and Dennis had assumed he was on a sales call. Bob responded that he had only been at the water cooler getting something to drink. Dennis said he was sorry. Bob would not accept his apology. Dennis said there would be other days when they would order Chinese food. Bob said that wasn't the point.
Go on.
By that point, I had to call my client, so I shut my door.
What about your shrimp lo mein? Why didn't you go and get it?
Well, I don't like to eat lunch in my office. Especially Chinese food. It reeks for hours afterward.
I see.
So I figured I'd leave it in the break room, and would eat it after my call.
Sure.
Chinese food stays hot in those containers, and even if the call did go on for a long time, I could always heat it up in the microwave.
Right.
So, I make the call. It did not go well. The client kept complaining and complaining to me about our recent rate increase. It was an old guy who spoke so loudly I had to keep the receiver a few inches from my ear. I felt like shooting myself in the head. The only thing that got me through that call was the thought that soon, very soon, I'd be able to enjoy my shrimp lo mein.
Okay.
Fortunately, I was able to persuade the client to keep his account with us, and the call ended up lasting only about 20 minutes. As soon as I was finished, I went right to the break room. On the table were packets of soy sauce, a few fortune cookies, a packet of those crispy noodles they always give you, and a half-eaten egg roll. But I saw no sign of my shrimp lo mein. Concerned, I walked over to Dennis's cubicle. He was finishing up a dish of General Tso's chicken. I asked him about my shrimp lo mein. He told me he left it on a table in the break room. I told him it was not there. He repeated that, the last time he saw it, it was on the break room table. Then he resumed finishing his General Tso's chicken. So, I was pretty fucking pissed off. You have no idea how much I was looking forward to that shrimp lo mein. I was already in somewhat of a sour mood after listening to that old fuck bitch at me over the phone, and now I didn't have any lunch.
So what did you do?
I'll tell you what I did. I walked up and down that entire fucking floor, and checked out every goddamned cubicle and office. I saw no sign of my shrimp lo mein, until I came to the last cubicle by the back window. You know whose cubicle that is?
Bob's.
Correct, fucking mundo. And guess what that fat, useless fuck was eating?
Let me guess. Your shrimp lo mein?
Damn fucking right. So I stand there, looking at him, my arms crossed, until the son of a bitch finally looks up at me. "Where the fuck did you get that?" I said. He didn't answer at first, then mumbled, "It was just sitting there. I didn't think anyone was going to eat it." I stared at him for a moment, then said, "Didn't think anyone was going to eat it? That was my lunch, you fucking asshole." The fat fuck mumbled some incoherent apology, then offered me what was left. "You think," I said, "I want to eat it now that it's got your fucking germs all over it?" "Huh?" The dumb fuck didn't answer, then began apologizing again. I called him a fat fuck again, then walked away. But then I came back, flicked him behind his ear, really, really hard, told him he was a waste of life, and then I finally returned to my desk. I ended up eating one of those Nutri-Grain bars that I found in my desk.
Wow. Well, that was quite a story. Still, I hardly think that is grounds for denying him his share of leads.
Well, guess what, Kristen, I could give a flying fuck what you think.
Now, Robert, calm down. Be reasonable.
You calm down, Kristen. You be reasonable. I will give Bob an equal amount of leads when I damn well fucking feel like it, and you know why?
Why?
Because that fat fuck stole my shrimp lo mein. And no one, Kristen, steals my fucking shrimp lo mein.